Football fans, welcome to Cougar Stadium and Jerry Hood Field as we're getting ready to take on the Huffman Vikings. It is homecoming 2022. I can tell you folks, the Vikings are having a tough season, but they're going to come in tonight hoping to hand Clay its second loss of the year. Do we see that happening? Probably not, but those boys are going to come in giving quite the fight. One of the things that we do want to let the fans know is that Clay is feeling it right now. They're coming off a tough 17-14 loss at Thompson. At that time, Thompson was the number 33 ranked school in the nation football-wise, and we were number 37. Clay has since dropped to number 50 in the nation. Clay is still hanging in there in 6A around the top of the rankings. This one ought to be good, folks, and it ought to be interesting. And I tell you what, the boys play hard. We're going to see what happens as we start getting ready for the playoffs. 2 more games to go after this one. Next week, it's Oxford. The following week, it's at Shades Valley. How do I sound now? Is it better? Okay, I'm getting ready to go into the stadium game opening. Good evening. On behalf of Mayor Charles Webster, Jefferson County School Superintendent Dr. Walter Gonsolin Jr., and our principal Dr. Eugene Dallas, I would like to welcome you to the City of Clay and Jerry Hood Field at Cougar Stadium, located on the campus of Clay-Chalkville High School, where academics, the arts, and athletics form the apex of educational excellence in Alabama. Visiting this evening are another neighbor from down the road, the Vikings of Huffman. The Vikings have sailed into Cougar Stadium, led by head coach Marlon Bush, seeking their first win of the season and looking to upset the Cougars. The Cougars, led by head coach Drew Gilmer, come back home after a defensively close, tough loss to three-peat 7A state champion Thompson. The Cougars don't like that taste and have zero plans for that happening again. And it's homecoming 2022. So make some noise for your boys! And here they come. All right, the Cougars have taken the field. And you have to pardon me, folks. Looks like I'm running solo tonight. Okay, the Cougars get set to kick off. Those chores are going to be handled by DJ Barber. Cougars get set for the step-by-step sports training kickoff. And here we go. And that one is touched by the Vikings, and it is scooped up by the Cougars. Number 5, Zach McRae, gets his hands on it, and the Cougar offense will take the field. Cougars getting off to a fantastic start with the muff kickoff return by Huffman. Zach McRae scooping that up and almost took it to the house, but was brought down right at about, well, they're going to call him down at the 31-yard line. Shotgun formation. McClellan takes the snap, looks to his right, gets it to Mbakwe. Mbakwe looking for some room and takes towards the sideline. And he might be just inside the 25. We'll see where the official spot is. Gain of 8 on the play for the Cougars. That'll bring up second down for Clay-Chalkville. Ball at the 23-yard line. Two receivers to the left, one to the right. Shotgun formation, single man backfield. Cougars run to their strong side, but it's a pass, and that one goes off the hands of the intended receiver, and that is number 2, Mario Bird. So that'll be an incompletion for the Cougars. It'll be 3rd and 2. Cougars need a couple to get the first. Ball seemed a little bit high. and the handoff is to number 21, and he's going to dive for it. And number 21 is Aaron Osley. And he's going to have enough for a Cougar first down. Your first downs, Cougars have enough for a first down. Those first downs are brought to you by Brett Rogers with Keller Williams Realty. Snap gets away from the Cougars, and it is still rolling backwards, and Huffman is going to recover. Turnover by the Cougars, recovered at the 39-yard line. The Viking offense will take the field after a mistake by the Cougars. Snap appeared to be low. And lesson number one is when that ball gets to rolling like that, you get on top of it quickly. Cougar defense has been stout all year though, so it's not an unfair statement to expect them to get the ball back into the offense's hands, but we'll have to wait and see how that plays out. Huffman with a 4-receiver set, single man backfield. We have a flag on the field. We have offsides against the Cougars. Five-yard penalty will result in a 1st and 5 for the Vikings. Ball at the 44-yard line. That pass intended for number 14, Christian Gorman, falls right off his fingertips, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Pass was on target, but missed by Gorman. And this is a tough Cougar defense, and Huffman's going to have to really put in some work to figure it out. Huffman basically 5 wide, man in motion, fakes the handoff, and he's going to be met quickly by the Cougar defense. Marshawn Davis putting in the work and bringing the lumber. Loss of yardage on the play will make it 3rd down, loss of about 3. Marshawn Davis, quick to react. It'll be 3rd and 8 for the Vikings. Ball is at the 41-yard line. Huffman with 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right, single man in the backfield, shotgun formation. Cougars showing blitz, and there are flags on the field, and it looks like it's going to be a false start against the Vikings. And that is the call, false start against the Vikings. And as a result of the penalty, the ball will be spotted at the 36-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 13 for Huffman. Pass intended for number 15, Joshua McAdory, falls incomplete, and that will bring up 4th down. The fans have got to be making some noise for that Cougar defense. And as I said earlier, folks, the Cougar defense has been tough all year long. Huffman getting ready to punt. The usual suspects back there to receive. That is Jalen Mbakwe and number 4, Mario Craver. Craver on the return. Craver on the return is brought down quickly. And the Cougar offense will take over at the 35-yard line. Folks, if I didn't know any better, I'd swear he got clotheslined. But there are no flags on the play. 1st down for the Cougars. I have to admit, I'm surprised that there wasn't a call on that one. Unbelievable. Cougar offense coming into formation. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left, single man backfield. Huffman showing blitz. There's the handoff. Cougars looking for some room up the middle. Osley, the ball carrier. And he's going to get 5 yards on that one. 5-yard run by Aaron Osley. It'll be 2nd and 5 for the Cougars. Nope, they're going to call him down at 4 yards. It'll be 2nd and 6. Ball at the 39-yard line. Let's see what they do here, folks. Go have 3 wide. Osley, the ball carrier again. Aaron Osley has a free run, and he is going to take it to the house. What they do here, folks. Go have 3 wide. Osley, the ball carrier again. Aaron Osley has a free run, and he is going to take it to the house.
Let's take for a touchdown for the...
And the Cougars cash in the PAT. 9:07 remaining in the first quarter. The quarter is sponsored by Ross 24/7 Helpline. Cougars leading 7-0. To start a family feud, but Aaron is actually a little bit quicker and I would say appears to have the same type of vision that his brother has for finding the seam. Huffman on the return, and Cougars are going to bring the lumber on that one. And that appeared to be number 13 for the Cougars, bringing them down on that stop, and that is Rodriguez Johnson. So it'll be first down for the Vikings from their own 31-yard line. Johnson on the stop for the Cougars. Ball spotted at the 31. Let's see what the Cougar defense does this time. They're showing blitz. And there's a flag on the field. Offsides is the call. Offsides against the Cougars. That'll cost them 5 yards. Ball is spotted at the 36 as a result of the penalty. One thing you can't do is you can't keep giving your opponent a short field due to penalties. Cougars getting bit twice early in the contest with offsides calls. Huffman with a little trickeration. Pass intended for number 14, Christian Gorman. From number 11, Armani Ball, falls incomplete. So that'll bring up second down. And I'm not surprised we're seeing some of that tonight. I fully expect Huffman's going to try to come out of the magic bag for this one. I mean, they know who they're up against. So from that standpoint, it could be interesting. Well, apparently I missed a flag. That penalty cost the Cougars 15. Ball at the Cougar 49. bet the Cougar defense is going to try to get that back. They are definitely not going to be happy about what just happened. Have another flag on the field. This one is going to be a false start against the Huffman Vikings. So that'll push them back another 5 yards into their own territory. The ball will be spotted at the 46. A lot of penalties to start this contest. Now I will say this is another one of those contests much like we had against Vincent Valley or Center Point, where these kids know each other. So there's a different type of edge to this game. You know, there's a X factor, if you will, to it. But they got to get disciplined. There's the handoff, and number 11 finds some room for the Vikings, and that is Ramani Ball. Ball carrying the load for Huffman with a solid gain. It'll be 2nd and 4 for the Vikings. They're in Cougar territory. Ball at the 42-yard line. So an 11-yard gain on the play for the Vikings. Gets them into Cougar territory. And there's a little jumpiness on the Cougar defense. No flag on that one. Looks like Huffman might be trying the hard count. Huffman looking for room up the middle. That one goes nowhere. May have gotten a yard or two out of it. Nonetheless, it'll be 3rd down for the Vikings. No gain on the play. So we'll have to see what happens on this next one here. We know that Clay-Chalkville is intending to stop the drive. And we have a timeout by the Vikings. State Farm is your touchdown sponsor for tonight's contest, and they want to know it. If you're in need of home, car, or renter's insurance, you need to give Jay Ellett with State Farm a call. That's 205-680-FARM. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. So after the timeout, Huffman is looking for a way to get a few yards and keep the ball in possession. Pass is complete to number 14, Christian Gorman, but the Cougars sniffed that out quickly. Maybe a yard on that one. 3 Cougars in on the stop. Part of that group, number 41, Arshawn Davis. Number 19, Jeremy Billingsley on the stop as well. Back deep, Jalen Mbakwe for the punt. And Huffman tries to fake, and that goes nowhere. Markel Scott, the ball carrier. That was going to be snuffed out quickly. Fans should be making some noise for that Cougar defense for making that read. So the Cougar offense comes back out onto the field. Ball spotted at the 45-yard line. Shotgun formation. McClellan looks back to pass, has it complete to Mario Craver. Craver looking for some room on the sideline, and he's going to get tripped up by number 1, Jaden Grossi, to stop him short of going to the end zone. It's a first down for the Cougars. Brought to you by Brett Rogers, Keller Williams Realty. Ball is spotted at the Huffman 44-yard line. Craver with the reception once again from McClellan. There is a host of Huffman defenders looking to bring him down. Finally getting it done is number 78, Michael Wicks Jr., bringing down Mario Craver after the pass. Loss of yardage on the play of about 4 will make it 2nd and 14 for Clay-Chalkville. Ball at the 48-yard line. And the snap hits the man in motion in the helmet. That was Mario Bird. McClellan able to recover and maintain possession. Loss of yardage on the play will take it back into Cougar territory at their own 48. And with that, it'll be 3rd and 19 for the Cougars. You know, just wow the way this game has started. Now, if we recall the Thompson game, there are a number of mistakes early in that one too. And it's almost haunting watching this game and taking nothing away from the Huffman Vikings, but they are not the Thompson Warriors. McClellan has time, looks for the open man, and has him. And that open man, number 13, Rodriguez Johnson, the intended receiver. And that ball is going to fall incomplete and bring up 4th down for Clay-Chalkville. I can't believe what I'm watching, folks. Surprise is the word of the moment. Cougars going to go for it. Nope, there's the punt. Huffman didn't have anybody back deep. It takes a Cougar bounce. It's still rolling. And somebody from Huffman goes ahead and grabs it out of the air and basically going to be touched to bring him down. Huffman will take possession at the 23-yard line. 4:28 remaining in the first quarter of play for Clay-Chalkville. I can't make head nor tails of what I've seen. Hard to believe it's only 7-0 with how dynamic Cougars offense has been all year. I almost feel like Bill Nye the Science Guy trying to figure out the formula or what's going on here. We'll see what the Cougar defense does this time too. Even they seem a little slow on the uptake. Now, one thing, and this could have very well happened or be happening, you know, they know the records of each other, and I guarantee you they probably looked at this and are probably taking it a little light. Timeout, Vikings. Step-by-step sports training with Coach L is here for all of your child's sports training needs. Coach L's experience is second to none, so make sure you give him a call today to schedule your sports training session. 256-525-2245. Steel City Services wants to know, whatever your project requirement, small or large, what can they do for you? Construction management and project management is what they specialize in, so give them a call at 205-324-3249 or go to www.steelcityservices.net and click on the link to contact them. If you all are fans of DC Comics and Superman, you've got to be feeling like you're in Bizarro world right now watching this game. Back's brought down quickly. Looks like there's a little extracurricular activity afterwards. Jamon Smith, the first to make contact for the Cougars.
Loss of yardage on the play will make it 2nd and 11 for the Vikings. Ball is at the 21-yard line.
I kind of have that feeling like I'm in a time machine and everything is just stopped and gone into slow motion.
Flag on the field. And looks like there is a delay of game against the Vikings. And that'll cost them 5 yards. And it'll be 2nd and 16 for Huffman. Ball will be spotted at the 17-yard line.
So let's see if we can actually get a playoff. I mean, I don't know what to do now. I don't know whether to laugh or cry between both of these teams and all the penalties. So we got a single man in the backfield. He steps up, 3 receivers set, 1 man in motion. High snap. Quarterback's going to keep it, but the Cougars are going to get all over that.
Devin Finley in the backfield for the loss. And that'll bring up 3rd down for the Vikings. Ball is going to be spotted at the 15, so it'll be a loss of 2 on the play.
We got about 3 minutes remaining in the first quarter, and trying to make sense of it all. I'd like to know what Coach Gilmer is thinking at this moment. As the first quarter starts to wind down, with the Cougars only having 7 points on the board.
The pass intended for number 14, Christian Gorman, and interference is going to be the call against the Cougars.
And if you're watching live, you can clearly see what happened there, and that is not a bad call. Receiver basically got wrapped up in the route while the ball was still in the air. And that can change the dynamics for Huffman.
As a result of the penalty, the ball is spotted at the 30-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 3 for the Vikings.
I guarantee you that as the quarters get ready to swap, there's a good talking to that's probably going to happen for both squads, given the number of penalties in this game.
Pass nearly picked off, falls incomplete. The intended receiver, number 16, Justin Rasoul, and that'll bring up 4th down.
What an unbelievable sequence of events.
Back deep to receive the punt for Clay-Chalkville, number 9, Jalen Mbakwe, and number 4, Mario Craver.
You know, I'm known to be a talker, and I'm, well, speechless. Huffman gets the punt off. Mbakwe on the return. He's going to be tripped up by number 11.
And I believe that is Armani Ball for the Vikings that tripped up Mbakwe on the return. Ball spotted at the Cougar 48.
I don't even know what to say. It's got to be one of the ugliest first quarters I've seen on this field over the years. I'm not going to say it is the ugliest, but I have definitely seen uglier. It's not the ugliest, seen uglier. Pass complete to Bird.
Mario Bird with the reception. He's going to get near the 43-yard line, and that looks like where it's going to be spotted. 2nd and 1 for the Cougars.
9-yard gain on the play for Clay-Chalkville. Passes seem to be a little low. McClellan checks down. 3 receivers set to the left. Fakes the handoff. Has a man wide open. And there he goes. And that touchdown is by Jalen Mbakwe. Down. 3 receivers set to the left. Fakes the handoff. Has a man wide open. And there he goes.
Fans, I'm out here with you. That's a J State for
I want to give number 1 some thanks for the assist. We're having some technical difficulties here tonight.
Well, we're having a little technical difficulty. Oh my goodness. Well, you know, there's nothing wrong. I mean, if it can be ugly on the field, it can be ugly in the booth. Why not, right? 365 degrees all the way around. We are the Cougar Nation. We are the Cougar family. So when it goes wrong for one, it goes wrong for all. Nonetheless, the Cougars have a 14-0 lead, 1:23 remaining in the first quarter of play. And it's going to be a short kick. Takes a Cougar bounce.
Huffman recovers the kick. And it's going to be spotted at the 30-yard line.
I got to look outside and see if we got a full moon or something. Surely that's got to be it. And folks, I believe I had a confirmation from our wonderful production staff on top of the box here.
Number 41, Arshawn Davis with the stop. The ball carrier, number 11, Armani Ball.
Loss of 5 on the play.
2nd and 15 for the Vikings. Ball at the 25-yard line.
Cougars with 3 men down front. Quarterback tries a little razzle-dazzle on the keeper. Doesn't go anywhere. Running off tackle.
Short gain on the play. Number 45 for the Cougars. Patrick Smith on that stop for Clay-Chalkville. Gain of a couple will make it 3rd and 13 for the Vikings.
So the Cougar defense is playing pretty good as expected. But we got to figure out what's going on with the offense. I know it's 14-0, but just a little weird as we come to the close of the first quarter of play. And there it is. And we're going to go to commercial, folks, and we'll be right back. Cougars lead 14-0.
Quarterback drop back. Target number 4. And that's a touchdown!
All right, folks, we are back. The field has been flipped as a result of the quarter change. Huffman looking to find something that works. And they're looking for the open man, and that one is going to fall incomplete.
Pass by ball intended for number 3, Lucas Giles. Pardon me, I got that all mixed up. I'm thinking about our number 3. That was Ormond Wallace, the defender. Pass intended for number 11, Armani Ball.
Like I say, weird night. Must be a full moon. Need to check that out.
The usual suspects back deep for the Cougars to retrieve the punt.
And Huffman just gets that off. Craver on the return. Craver looking for some room, begins to accelerate, has a block, and he's going to be brought down by
Armani Ball with the stop. Craver on the return takes it well into Viking territory, and there's a flag on the field.
Officials are discussing it. And usually on return, this usually goes against the team running it back, but there are 2 flags in different locations. One potentially is roughing the punter, where you see the first flag just around the 15-yard line. The other one is around the 35, and that's where the block may be involved. So it really depends on what the penalty is, and it depends on what Huffman accepts. Usually the most severe one is the one that's taken. If it's roughing the punter, yep, there it is.
Roughing the kicker is the call.
And because of that penalty, it'll be a first down for the Vikings, and the ball is going to be spotted at the 41-yard line. So I've been saying it all throughout the first quarter that there's a lack of discipline, if you will, by the Cougars on both sides of the ball. This has not been a pretty game by a long shot. Huffman shotgun, 5 wide receiver set. Quarterback on the keeper, that one's not going to go anywhere.
Randall Cole with the stop for Clay-Chalkville. No gain on the play. Loss of about a yard. It'll be 2nd and 11 for the Vikings.
I don't know what to make of it. I'm stunned. Would it be fair to say that I'm thinking about pizza or a cheeseburger right now, because
Cougars react quickly on that one. Number 97, Devin Finley with the stop. Gain of 1 on the play. The ball carrier appeared to be Joshua McAdory on the previous play. Third and 10 for the Vikings. And the Cougar defense warms in quickly. Devin Finley, and that looked like Cole as well, on the stop for the Cougars. And that'll bring up 4th down. The fans have got to make some noise for that Cougar defense.
So finally we see some action out of the defense. Ball is spotted right around the 33-yard line.
Craver and Mbakwe back deep to receive the punt. from Huffman. Mbakwe on the return. Mbakwe looking for room on the sideline. Mbakwe accelerates, has one man to beat, and he's going to do it. Mbakwe on the return. Mbakwe looking for room on the sideline. Mbakwe accelerates, has one man to beat, and he's going to do it. Mbakwe with the return kick. And number 81, Devin Moore, with the kicking chores all night. You know, it feels kind of weird seeing this. Devin Moore with the PAT, cashing in the change for Clay-Chalkville. So this seemed a little weird because usually, you know, they're going for two all the time, but hey, I'll take it. I've been waiting all year to see who was going to kick that ball between the goalposts. So I'd say we've actually got a kicker for sure. Definitely feeling good about it. 9:06 remaining in the first half of play. Cougars getting set to kick it off. Barber getting set to kick it off. Your kickoffs this evening are brought to you by Step-by-Step Sports Training. Jacoby Hall on the return for the Huffman Vikings. And he's going to get to the 30-yard line, brought down by a host of Cougar special team defenders. 8:57 remaining in the first half of play. So, you kind of ask yourself, would it have been 21-0 in the first quarter without the mistakes? Or are the Cougars just finally finding themselves? Well, you know, you got a couple of scores, one of them coming on special teams, you know, or big plays. But we're not seeing the little things yet. And that's got to be a little bit concerning. You know, I don't care what that scoreboard says. I guarantee you the coaches are looking at this. They're going to look at that film critically. Viking ball carrier runs into a swarm of Cougar defenders. I believe that is Drushawn Thomas. Gain of 3 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 7 for the Vikings. Ball at the 33. Have a flag on the field. Mikhail Johnson, the ball carrier. And I believe that was a holding call. And with it being a spot foul, that'll take it to the 27-yard line for the Vikings. And with the penalty, it'll be 2nd and 13 for Huffman. The ball comes loose. The Cougars have it. And number 3, Ormond Wallace, is going to deliver the mail. Ball comes loose. The Cougars have it. And number 3, Ormond Wallace, is going to deliver the mail.
And there's the PAT. Make some noise for your fans.
Now, for those of y'all wondering why you may have, if you've seen me run in and out the booth, it's a little celebration that we always have done with Clay-Chalkville and celebrating with the fans. But that's also the fun part about being live. So the Cougars up 28 with 7:36 remaining in the first half of play. And that was probably my last trip of the evening. Because you get kind of to a point where you're kind of like, we don't go. Vikings retrieve the kickoff. Jacoby Hall on the return. And the Cougars are indicating turnover. And it is.
Huffman turns over the ball on the return. Cougars recover. And the offense will come out onto the field. The ball is going to be spotted at the 26-yard line.
Well, it looks like the Cougars have woke up. I don't know what the coaches told them on the sideline, but it couldn't have been pretty.
McClellan has an open man, and that is Super Mario. And that's a Jay Illett State Farm touchdown for the McClellan has an open man, and that is Super Mario.
Number 81, Devin Moore, back for the PAT. And that one is gone, and it is good.
Devin Moore collects the change for the PAT. 7:19 remaining in the first half of play.
If there is a Denisha Peterson in the crowd, please come to the announcement booth. Denisha Peterson, please come to the announcement booth.
So the Cougars get set once again to kick off. DJ Barber's leg is going to be tired. Got number 1, Jalen Groce back deep for the Vikings, along with number 8, Jacoby Hall. On the return as well, number 21, and he was the return man. That's Gerald Green. He's going to be brought down quickly by the Cougar special teams defense.
Huffman will start this drive from the 21-yard line.
So Huffman's set up this time. They got a heavy package up front. Single man backfield, 2 receiver set. Low snap. Gets the handoff done. Number 15, the ball carrier, and that is Joshua McAdory.
McAdory, the ball carrier, is going to be brought down by a number of Cougar defenders. But coming up in the bottom of that pile, number 49, Avion Pickett, and number 41, Arshawn Davis, helping to ride him down, along with number 45, Patrick Smith.
Same set. Huffman continues to run the ball. He's going to get stuck by the Cougar defender.
McAdory, the ball carrier, going to be brought down quickly. It'll bring up 3rd down and about 8 for the Vikings.
Well, like I said earlier, it ain't often, but I'm running out of things to say as this goes on. It's 35-0.
And we have a false start against the Vikings. As a result of that penalty, the ball should be spotted right around the 17-yard line. Make that the 18.
So false start against the Vikings. I need an abacus or a calculator to figure out the number of penalties that have occurred in this contest this evening. But boy, it's a lot. Huffman looking to put it in the air, and that's going to fall incomplete.
Pass attempt by the Vikings falls incomplete, and that's going to bring up 4th down. Back deep this time to receive the punt for the Cougars are the 2 Marios, Craver and Bird. Rosie back deep to handle the punting chores for the Vikings. And we have a timeout on the field.
There to support the kids. All right, fans, you probably missed something special during the break. Up there's a hop on the snap. They still get the punt off, and it's going to bounce out of bounds, probably around the 33-yard line.
Punt takes a Cougar bounce. And it goes out of bounds. It looks like it's going to be spotted at the 32.
We have a fan, if you've
been to any of the games, you've probably seen him, and we call him number one for a reason. He's basketball, baseball, football, youth, middle school. He's always there to support the kids. And I tell you what, we love him. He's fantastic. His name is William Lewis, and he's our number one.
Cougars grinding it out on that run. And that's going to be a gain of 7 yards for the Cougars. Osley, the ball carrier. 7-yard gain puts the ball at the 25-yard line.
McClellan with the pass, and it's going to be complete.
McClellan's pass is complete. That appeared to be Marlon Compton with the reception. As a result of that play, it's a Brett Rogers Keller Williams first down for the Cougars.
Osley, the ball carrier, once again slips the tackle and takes off.
Osley, the ball carrier, he's going to be brought down by Lucas Giles of the Vikings. And it's going to be first and goal to go for the Cougars.
So, folks, Cougars are marching down. 4:03 remaining in the first half of play. Looking forward to a halftime with two wonderful bands. We welcome our visiting Huffman Viking band as well as our own Mighty Marching Cougars. So you definitely want to hang around for that.
And Super Mario with the reception from KMC. McClellan. That's another Jay Ellett State Farm touchdown for the. And Super Mario with the reception. The PAT attempt.
McClellan zipping that one over the middle.
And Moore splits the upright and picks up the change for the Cougars. 3:23 remaining in the first half of play. And there's the kickoff by the Cougars. Call on the return for Huffman. And they're going to take possession at the 30-yard line.
That one bounced straight up in the air and is retrieved by Hall. But once again, the Cougars special teams forms in quickly, so there's really no gain on
on that return attempt. Let's see, Huffman's looking for some room off tackle.
Devin Finley makes the initial contact. Tristan Joyner provides the assist on the stop. Gain of 3 on the play. 2nd and 7, Vikings. Ball at the 33-yard line.
Four receiver set, 2 to the right, 2 to the left, single man in the backfield. Shotgun formation. Quick pass. Huffman looking to just get anything. Number 1, Groce, the receiver.
Matthew Yafondo brings him down. Groce gets enough for it to be 3rd and 1 for the Vikings. Ball spotted at the 39-yard line. Host of Cougar defenders on the stop. That play is going to be blown dead. Pass is complete to Hall, but there's a loss of yardage on the play. And it'll be 4th and 3 for the Vikings, and they're bringing the punting unit back out. The Marios back out to receive. .120 remaining in the first half.
Well, it's been an interesting first half, to say the least. Bit of a wobbly punt, takes a Viking bounce.
And they're going to call that one down at the 41-yard line. Clock stops with 53 seconds remaining in the first half.
It's kind of funny, you know, you watch the first quarter and it's like, what? And then you look at the scoreboard now and it's like, well, 42-0. Now, mind you, you know, the defense had some say in that scoring. But you kind of wonder what the first quarter could have really looked like. Tons of penalties in this first half. Tons of penalties. You know, you're not going to succeed against the better teams by doing that. And that pass intended for Mbakwe falls incomplete.
McClellan putting it up in the air just beyond the reach of Jay Bubba, Jalen Mbakwe, and that'll bring up 2nd down for the Cougars.
Clay-Chalkville has got to clean that up. You know, the playoffs are just a couple of weeks away, and if you have halves like this continuously, it's going to be long and probably not very successful. So the Cougars have got to find a way to get it together. That scoreboard, don't be fooled by it.
Rodriguez Johnson, the ball carrier, going to be ran out of bounds by a number of Huffman defenders, including Gerald Green. That's still going to result in a first down for the Cougars. In the Huffman territory, ball spotted at the 48-yard line.
Cougars looking to probably add another score before the end of the half. 3 receiver set, 3 to the left, 1 up top over the right. Single man in the backfield. Quarterback shotgun formation. McClellan steps back into the pocket looking for the open receiver, has a lot of time, goes over to his left and finally decides to take off himself, has some room, he's going to keep going across the field, still on his feet before he's going to be brought down around the 25-yard line.
McClellan, the ball carrier, is going to be brought down by number 21, Gerald Green. It'll be another first down for the Cougars. 9 seconds left on the clock. Ball spotted at the 24-yard line. And Clay-Chalkville calls a timeout. And I believe they got it off before the clock hit 0. So the Cougars are going to attempt a field goal from the 24. Devin Moore back to attempt the kick. So we have 2 seconds back on the clock, and we have another timeout called.
And you guys know how this works, folks. This is the icing of the kicker deal. Looking over my shoulder, there's some guy named Bill who used to announce for the band here in the booth with me before we had to improve things. We had to kick him out. You know, we're all fancy pants now. We're live with wireless mics and all the other stuff. We kind of had to bring things in the 21st century, but Bill knows I love him. He has been a great supporter of Clay-Chalkville for so many years and supporting Clay-Chalkville band. And we're glad to have him and a lot of the old band members here tonight. So when you see the band out there, you're going to see a bunch of people. You're like, who are they? Well, they are a Clay-Chalkville alumnus, and they have contributed mightily to the success of the Clay-Chalkville band program. So here we go with the kick, and this is kind of fun because, like I said, all season long before the Thompson game, we didn't know we had a kicker hiding out. So now we know we got one. So we're going to see how he can do this from with a little bit of distance. High snap, he gets his leg behind it, and it is going to be blocked.
That kick is blocked, and that's going to do it for the first half, folks. The Cougars leading 42-0.
So folks, we're going to roll into halftime and watch two great bands take the field. First up is going to be the Vikings of Huffman.
fans, put your hands together for the marching Huffman Viking band. The will to win, the desire to succeed, their urge to reach your full potential. These are the keys that will unlock the door to personal excellence. TikTok, Instagram Live, it's homecoming viral time. So stand up and get crunk. Come on, Cougar fans, put your hands together and get on your feet, get on your feet, get on your feet. I see some of y'all still standing there, sitting there. Put those nachos down. I see you. Get on up. I see you, Cougar fans. I see you on your feet. All right, bringing you sounds from the elements of the earth. Earth, wind, and fire going in the stone. All right, put your hands together for the mighty marching Cougars. Now give me my theme music. the Mighty Moxey Cougars breaking it down. Now get on your feet for your mighty marching Cougars. Let him hear you, let him hear you, let him hear you. All right, folks. It is my pleasure to turn over the microphone to one of our longtime band announcers, Mr. Bill Kennedy. Bill, the floor is yours.
It's great to be back in Cougar Stadium for Clay-Chalkville High School Cougar Band Alumni Night. Please join me in welcoming back former members of the mighty Cougar Band, as well as Mr. Scott Thompson, director from 1996 to 2003. Mr. Randall Wallace, director from 1997 to 2014. Mr. Joel Henson, director from 2014 to 2019, and current director, Mr. Kelvin Binion. Please welcome the Cougarettes. Color guard. Drum majors. Front ensemble. Flutes. Clarinets. Saxophones. Mellophones. Trumpets. Trombones. Baritones. Tubas. And percussion. These alumni forged the legacy for the band and still carry the traditions begun in 1996. Although their days at Clay-Chalkville High School are past, their lives have been influenced by the friends they made and their experiences they shared. Fans, once again, please stand and give these members, alumni, and directors a big round of applause. Ladies and gentlemen, the past and present mighty Cougar Band.
All right, folks, we get set for the second half of play. Cougars receive for the second half.
Cougars leading 42-0. That one is handed off to Osley. Osley in the foot race.
Aaron Osley takes off like a rocket. And there it is again, folks. That's a J. Ellett State Farm touchdown for the Cougars. Aaron Osley takes off like a rocket. And there it is again.
Why not? Cougars get out to a fast start on the second half. Certainly a lot faster than they did on the first. So what we want to try to look at as we go throughout this contest, as we get underway, is, you know, what is this game ultimately going to mean for the Cougars?
The PAT is good.
What is this game going to ultimately mean for Clay-Chalkville? Yeah, it's 49-0. They look fantastic. But as I've often said, let's go back to the Pinson game. Let's go back to the Thompson game. Those are the ones you want to use as the measuring stick. And I promise you next week, Oxford is not going to be anything to mess with. As a matter of fact, I want to go ahead and see if I can tap into this and see if I can check and see just exactly how Oxford is doing and check in on my sources. Because I guarantee you, we have a win over Pinson. Pinson has a win over Oxford. Say Oxford gets a win over us. Quite the conundrum then you go to the HSA tiebreakers and nobody wants that.
And there's the kickoff. Number 34 on the stop for the Cougars.
And that is Decarius Allen getting credit for that tackle.
So let's see if I can get my score stream going here and see what's going on around the region. And yeah, Oxford all over Pell City, as I thought they'd be. 38-13, that's a final.
Number 5, Deshaun Thomas, the ball carrier. Gain of 6 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 4 for the Vikings. Huffman's quarterback looking for some room. Going to be brought down quickly by the Cougars. Coming out of the bottom of that pile, number 11, DeAntoine Matthews, the linebacker. No gain on the play. Flag on the field. And we have an offsides against the Cougars. And with the yardage remaining, that's going to net a first down for the Vikings. Ball spotted at the 47-yard line. So Huffman with a fresh set of downs, quick pass, and a nice open field tackle by the Cougars. Dion Gunn gets a hold of those shoelaces and doesn't let them go. No gain on the play for the Vikings. Second and 10, Huffman. Tyler Young, the ball carrier. Pardon me, that's Mikhail Johnson, the ball carrier. Gain of 6 on the play. It'll be 3rd and 4 for the Vikings. In the Cougar territory. Ball at the 47-yard line. Four receiver set with 3 to the right. Looking for room. Pass is complete to number 14. Cougar defenders all over that one. Whistle is blown. Number 23 for the Cougars, DeMarcus Jones on the stop. Pass complete to number 14, Christian Gorman. First down for the Vikings. Quarterback manages to slip a tackle before Randall Cole gets a hold of him. Loss of yardage on the play will result in a 2nd and 13 for the Vikings. Ball at the 45-yard line. Got ourselves a situation here where, you ask yourself, do the Cougars get a bit flighty because of this win? Pass intended for number 16, Justin Rousseau. And that is incomplete. Third and 13 for the Vikings. We could definitely say this isn't the case of looking forward. Obviously, Oxford will be here next week, and that's going to be a whole different ball of wax. Huffman has a complete pass, but not much happening on that play. That'll bring up 4th down. Back deep to receive for the Cougars. Number 2, Mario Bird, and number 15, Christian Young. So, the snap bounces off the ground. Bird on the return manages to dance his way for a couple of yards. And the return by Bird will be spotted at the 26-yard line where the Cougars will start their next drive. So not wanting to get ahead. And teams have got to think about as well, we're going to see these guys in the playoffs, and I'm thinking about Mountain Brook. We could very well see Briarwood Christian. Muscle Shoals is a very good team. Snap by the Cougars, bounces and hits the ground. Loss of yardage on the play will result in a 2nd and 15 for the Cougars. Ball is at the 21-yard line. And folks, this isn't the first time we've seen that tonight. We've seen the muff snaps, low snaps, mishandled snaps. Vikings push the pile backwards. And with the advancement on the play, it looks like it'll be a gain of about 5 yards. It'll be 3rd and 10 for the Cougars. Ball spotted just beyond the 25-yard line. So this is what we're thinking here. You know, who do we see in the playoffs? How does it work? And the Cougars complete the pass. Number 3, Lucas Giles with the stop. Giles brings down Christian Young after a first down. Ball at the 42-yard line. Pardon me, 42-yard line. Number 13, Rodriguez Johnson, the ball carrier. Host of Huffman defenders, including Kanye Morgan with the tackle. Gain of 3 makes it 2nd and 7 with the ball at the 45-yard line. And there's some movement up front, and that's going to be a false start against the Cougars. That'll cost them 5, so it'll be 2nd and 12 for Clay-Chalkville. 43 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter of play. So the penalties are still coming, and you just got to get that cleaned up. I know I've been hard on the Cougars tonight, but facts are facts, and you got to tell it like it is. You know, it's easy to be a homer, but a true fan is going to acknowledge when things go wrong, and the Cougars do have a completed pass. Cougars looking for room on the edge. And number 4, Chandler Marks, and number 7, Eric Tarrant on the stop. And that looked like Young again with the reception. That's going to do it for the 3rd quarter, folks. At this time, we'd like all of our fans in attendance to rise to their feet. And if we can get the attention of the Huffman band. as I was saying earlier, folks, we have got to find a way to clean this up before the Oxford game. And here's an intriguing factoid. You know, Kamari McClellan moved to this area in late spring, and he played for Oxford. So they know McClellan. He's a known commodity there. You better believe that they're probably going to have a scheme next week based on what they know about McClellan.
And that pass is complete to number 80, Roderick Alexander. And it'll be another first down for the Cougars.
And we've got quite a group of kids that are coming up along the way. You're getting a chance to see the next phase for Clay-Chalkville now. There's the handoff, flag on the field.
Flag on the field. Johnson, the ball carrier. Number 7, Eric Tarrant with the stop for Huffman. False start against the Cougars. As a result of that, it'll be 1st and 15 from the 35.
So the mistakes continue. So you ask yourselves, okay, what do we do against a better team? What would mistakes like this look against a Pinson, against a Mountain Brook? What would they look like against a Muscle Shoals, a Saraland, a Spanish Fort? These are the real questions the coaches are going to be talking to the players about. Because it doesn't matter who the opponent is, you can't have a sloppy game. And there goes Johnson.
And Rodriguez Johnson is gonna take off. And that's another Jay Ellett State Farm touchdown for the Cougars.
You can't have a sloppy game. And there goes Johnson.
And Rodriguez Johnson is gonna take off. PAT, no good. 10 minutes remaining in the contest. At this time, we'd like to remind all of our fans in attendance that if you are not a driver, i.e. don't have a license or need a ride, make sure your transportation arrangements are in place before the end of the contest. There is no loitering after the game. Also, we'd like to ask all fans in attendance to place your trash in the waste receptacles along the fence line or as you leave Cougar Stadium. A lot of people put in a lot of work to prepare for your enjoyment. Let's show them the love and respect they deserve. Also, there are no parents, students, or other patrons allowed on the field after the contest. Only officials, players, coaches, trainers, or school officials are allowed onto the field after the contest.
21. Correct. That's number 34. Trying to read between the trainers. He's able to come out over his own power, has to carry us out.
Macarius Allen comes off the field, and he is under his own power, and that's what we want to see because the safety of the kids is always first. And we're glad to see that. Pass complete. That appeared to be number 14, Christian Gorman, with the reception. Gain of 6 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 4 for the Vikings. Ball at the 28-yard line. The ball comes loose, and Huffman recovers. Cougars bring in the lumber, and that looks like number 45, Patrick Smith, the sophomore for the Cougars. Loss of yardage on the play. Results in a 3rd and 13 for the Vikings. The ball at the 19. Incomplete pass. Cougars bringing the heat, and that'll bring up 4th down. Back deep to receive the punt for the Cougars is number 15, Christian Young. Number 1, Jalen Groce, back deep to handle the punting chores for the Vikings. So it'll be 2nd and 8 for the Cougars. Ball is at the 40-yard line. All right, folks, pardon me, I'm back. Had to do some housekeeping. If you're watching me, if you see me, you probably, what is he doing?
Got multiple roles up here. I've kind of like that the Headleys from Living Color, where I have 10,000 jobs. But that's okay too, because I love these guys and I've been doing this for years and I continue to do it.
Short gain on the play brings up 4th down for the Cougars. It'll be 4th and 2, Clay-Chalkville. First down for the Cougars. Ball at the 29-yard line. Makia Sweeney, please come to the announcement booth. Makia Sweeney, please come to the announcement booth.
All right, I'm back. See, we even collect lost phones up here in the booth too. Number 31, the ball carrier, and that's Bravis Cave Jr.
Cave, the ball carrier, has enough for another first down. Clock continues to run. 3:20 remaining in the contest.
So now that I got some of those other chores out of the way, I'd say that the team is solid, but there's things that they need to do to do some cleanup and get some things right. Tackle by Kanye Morgan, Cave the ball carrier once again. And the Cougars are simply just wearing out the clock at this point. Youngsters are getting a chance to get some time that they normally wouldn't get. Number 18 takes off, and he's going to try to fight his way to the end zone.
Number 18, Marlon Compton, fights his way near the goal line. He's going to be a few inches short. It'll be 1st and goal to go for the Cougars.
Clay-Chalkville right at the goal line. We're under 2 minutes in the contest. I think the takeaway from this game is not going to be the scoreboard, because it looks impressive, but we consider all the penalties. We consider the basic mistakes made during the contest.
And number 18, Marlon Compton, is in the end zone for the touchdown.
I think the takeaway from this game is not going to be the scoreboard, because it looks impressive, but we consider all the penalties. We consider the basic mistakes made during the contest.
And number 8. Anaya Tolbert, please see Miss Shuttlesworth at the front entrance. Please see Miss Tolbert at the front entrance.
And we're playing a little lost and found action tonight too. Got people going to see people at the front entrance, pick up this, pick up that, that's lost. And I gotta admit, this is a fun part of the game too, because you get to see the youngsters out there on the field and they're learning and the coaches are coaching. And I believe this might be the first time this year that the Cougars have actually surpassed 60 points in scoring. And watching the players talk to one another, some of the senior players, more senior players talking to them. Cougars getting set for another kickoff. And there it is. That one's going to bounce out of bounds and will end up being stuck at the 35-yard line. The kick goes out of bounds. And as a result of the penalty, it'll be spotted at the 35-yard line.
With the ball going out of bounds, the kick will be spotted at the 35-yard line.
Cougar defense reacts quickly on that play. That is number 49, Avion Pickett with the tackle. Loss of yardage. It'll be 2nd and 12 for the Vikings. So as we close out this game, let's celebrate the fact that the Cougars are going to come away with a victory. But let's get our minds ready for Oxford. Because Oxford's coming, and I promise you, it will not be like it is tonight. And folks, that's pretty much going to do it as the clock begins to wind down. Cougars are going to come away with a victory, 62-0 over the visiting Vikings of Huffman. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm like Kevin Gates. I got 2 mics, not 2 phones. Good night to you guys. Be safe. God bless each and every one of you, and go Cougars.
We'd like to thank all of the fans in attendance this evening. We'd like to thank the Huffman Vikings for coming down the road and to Cougar Stadium and Jerry Hood Field. We wish you the best of luck throughout the remainder of your season. We want to say God bless each and every one of you. May the Lord add a hedge of protection around you as you travel the highways and byways and as you go about your next week. Good night to all, and go Cougars!